Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Garbage Can Podcast. I'm your host, Rama, and today I'm going to talk about a little bit about myself, and also I'm going to use a random conversation starter to talk about some random topics with you guys. First of all, my name is Rama. I'm from Indonesia and I am currently living in Japan. For now, I'm going to do this podcast in English, but at some point, maybe I'll do some interviews with some Japanese people and look forward to that. Okay, let's not waste any time and start to the random topics. First of all, tell me about your dream house. My dream house. My dream house would probably be just a normal house. I don't want anything that's too grand. Maybe just a little above average big house with a few like two floors, swimming pool. Not too much, but not too small either. If I could try out any job for 1 week, what job would you choose to try? For 1 week. I wanted to be a voice actor at some point. I gave up on that because it was too hard and probably seemed impossible to me at least. So I would love to become a voice actor. I'm also especially big into anime. I used to watch a ton of anime. I just don't watch it these days. I guess I'm a little busy because I got into university. I have a ton of work to do. And currently, I'm actually able to do this podcast because it's currently the summer holidays in Japan. So I kind of have time, but usually I'm really, really busy. I would love to voice for a anime that I love, especially stuff like isekais. To be honest, I'm a complete isekai freak. I'm a big fan of Konosuba. It's just that I used to be a big like every day I was watching a new isekai, reading a new manga for isekai. You could call me a weeb or a fucking nerd. I know, but it's what I used to like, I guess. It's not that I don't like those kinds of animes anymore. It's just like nowadays it's too plain. Everything is the same. It feels like the anime companies are just pulling out anime just to sell anime. It's not like there's no passion into it. There's no like really stupid big anime that's like super you can see the passion when people make things like Konosuba, Attack on Titan, but it's like you can't see the passion in a lot of new anime. Recently, the best anime that I like is actually Spy Family. Yeah, everyone knows about it. It's like the most popular anime this season, but it's like it is the best. It lives up to its name. All right, let's stop talking about anime. Let's talk about something else. Maybe we'll talk about anime at a later episode, but let's start a new topic now. What's my favorite type of pizza? Weirdly, I don't hate pineapple on pizza. A lot of people will hate me for this. I don't hate pineapple on pizza. It's a different genre. It's not the classic pizza. It's like the same as liking California rolls. They're not sushi. It's not sushi. It's not classic sushi, but it's on its own. It's not that bad. I might trigger some people with this. Might trigger some people. Sorry if I trigger you. But actually, my favorite type of pizza, despite saying that I like pineapple on pizza, my favorite type of pizza is probably just pepperoni pizza. It's actually classic, tastes good. A lot of cheese would be really good, but yeah, a lot of cheese, a lot of meat, a lot of sauce. Anything would go. Any pizza would I would eat any pizza as long as it's not something like boba pizza. Do you know how Japan used to do boba pizza? I think it was Domino's or something. But I thought it was a dumb idea. and I think they stopped selling it, and for good reason. It's not really the best idea ever. I think boba is good on its own, but boba on pizza, that's just dumb. Okay, for those people who like boba on pizza, I'm sorry, you have bad taste. You have bad taste. That's terrible. Terrible. Next, what is something new that you've learned in the past week? Something new that I've learned in the past week. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, I watched seminar by Alain de Bottom on romanticism, and he talked about a lot about like how we perceive love now, and how it's so influenced by the romance novels from from the 1800s, and it's like how currently we see love is mostly based on romanticism. TV shows, everything is based on romanticism, and I feel like I kind of understand what he's trying to say. He really explained it really well, and I think I agree with him. A lot of people, when we see love, we think romantic stuff. We don't think about the mundane things that like we still have to do, even if we're falling in love. Because in movies, when you watch movies, it's like it looks like the main characters have all the time. They don't have to do anything other than love and love. It's like they don't have to do chores. Maybe they do work, but it's like only for a small amount, and the rest of the day is just focusing on the other person. And I feel like sure, short term, that's good. Anyone would want that excitement, but it doesn't last. It lasts because you put aside some responsibilities, which you will have to pick up again at some point, and it also is a lot in the mystery. When you started to know someone, you don't see their flaws. I'm just repeating what Elaine the Bottom said. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right or wrong either. When you start to meet someone new, you like them because you don't know their flaws. The more you get to know someone, the more you spend time with them, the more you'll understand that they're really weird, just like how you're really weird, right? And so, romanticism always, if you think about it, if you watch romantic movies, it always ends with happily ever after. They don't talk about what happens after happily ever after. It's like, okay, it's eternal love. Now, the reason why they put in happily ever after is because the rest of the story is boring. The rest of the story is going to be boring, and you're going to have to go through that boredom if you want a long-term relationship. Sure, if you want an exciting short-term relationship, okay, but that's not a good. But if you want to get married, you have to understand that not everything. It's not going to be completely exciting. Sure, there's going to be exciting times, but it's not always going to be exciting. And you're going to the way you choose a partner is how far are you going to go with this person? How are you going to tolerate this person? And I think that's what I see it, and that's how he saw it. Maybe I'm not trying to put any words into his mouth, not at all. But that's what I learned in the past week. Next, what's the first thing you notice about a guy or girl? Is it in a opposite sex kind of thing, or nah? I'll just talk about what I noticed first about a person. Usually, it's their eyes. When I talk to people, I notice their eyes. Of course, sometimes I get a little bit anxious. I look away, but the first thing I notice their eyes or their hair. Sometimes their hair, but yeah, it's mostly their eyes. The thing is, when you think of Japanese people's eyes, they look really dark, but actually they're pretty brown. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I heard that there's no such thing as a completely dark eye, pupil. So everyone that has a black colored eye, quote unquote, actually just has a very dark brown colored pupil. Fun fact to take home with you today. Do I keep a journal? I've been trying to keep a journal. I downloaded an app for a diary on my phone recently. I don't put something on it every day, but if something exciting happens in my life, I'm going to put it down. So, yes, I kind of keep a journal on my phone, which is very easy because you don't have to pull up a book and a pen. You just open your phone, you write down what you did today, and sure, some people might prefer book, but to me, I just find it easier for me to just use a phone to keep a journal. Do I like to cook? Okay, do I like to cook? As a college student, I cook a lot. A lot because it's very cheap compared to eating outside. Do I like cooking? Sometimes. It's not a hobby of mine. I do it to survive, but sometimes I like cooking. Sometimes it's fun, but most of the time it's just survival, you know. Yeah. What's my favorite thing to cook actually? What's my favorite thing to cook? Chicken. Uh these days I've been a lot eating a lot of chicken. Mostly because it has a lot of protein, less fat, chicken breasts, and you can cook it with anything as long as you cook it enough. Sometimes it's raw if you don't cook it long enough. But yeah, I put kimchi on it. Sometimes I make oyakodon, which is like chicken and eggs. It's like if you've never heard of oyakodon, that you should look it up. Very delicious. If you come to Japan, try it. Really good. There's a lot of good stores in Japan that serve oyakodon. The normal one is probably Nakao. That's like a store for oyakodons. Don't go there. Um, I did say that oyakodons taste good, but the Nakao one is just so depressing. I remember one time I was coming home from school, sat in the Nakao, and ate the oyakodon, but it was so bland, it gave me depression. I'm not even joking. I was so depressed that whole day after I ate that. It was so plain. Maybe I was depressed before it, but it made me even more depressed. Next question. What was your least favorite subject in school? Least favorite subject. I went to school in sciences, actually, but I hated science. Actually, the hardest part was probably physics. That's the hardest one. But it's not my least favorite one. And during middle school, the physics teacher was really nice. He encouraged me. He told me I was smart, all that crap. I really loved him. That's why I loved physics until high school. Until I realized that it was so fucking hard. Oh my god. Physics is so hard. But if I were to say that it's my least favorite subject, it's not. It's probably something like biology. I can't remember stuff. It's really hard for me to remember stuff. God, I can't even remember where I put my stuff like 5 seconds after I put it, or what I'm going to say 5 seconds after I think about it. Literally, I forget. Boom. I don't have Alzheimer's. I hope I don't. It's giving me a lot of anxiety because I forget a lot, even though I'm like still 19. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I hope that it's not a problem. But yeah. What did I have for dinner last night? Last night, what did I have for dinner? Oh yeah, I went to a Saizeria, which is like a family restaurant. a very cheap family restaurant in Japan. I got a pasta, a cold pasta with chicken and salad, and also some fried shrimp. It was pretty good. It was 900 yen, which is just pretty much now it's probably $7, but it used to be like $9. Japanese yen is going down, which to me is a good thing because because I'm getting money from my parents. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm not living independently. I'm not making my own money. I'm living off my parents. But because of that, it's because I'm using my Indonesian currency and turning it into Japanese. So the so it's way cheaper right now compared to it was like 2 years ago. I went yesterday to Saizeriya with some friends, and we're planning to make a movie circle. I don't know what kind of movie circle. They said they're going to take some movies and make like some short movies. Uh, I just like movies. That's why I joined. I don't. I don't really. Everyone was talking about their favorite director and all that stuff. I don't know any directors, man. I know a few, but it's like I don't. I'm not passionate of it. When I watch a movie, I look at the actor, right? Oh, it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Okay, I'm gonna watch that movie. Oh, it's Ryan Reynolds. I'm gonna watch that movie. I don't think about like, oh, it's Taiki Waititi. Is that his word? Well, I liked his tour Ragnarok. I watched Thor of Love and Thunder as well. It was pretty good. I just thought it was very Disney. It was very Disney. So, yeah, I only look at I'm usually look at the actors instead of the directors, which made it really awkward for me. I couldn't talk about anything, and especially they were talking in Japanese, talking about Japanese directors as well. Couldn't I was It was so awkward. Managed to get through it. I don't know if I'm going to go again, but if I do, I'm probably going to suffer. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No offense. I just couldn't understand a thing that they said. Couldn't understand a thing. I could speak Japanese. Not bragging about it. I can speak Japanese. I have an N1. Problem is, it's my level of Japanese is not like very specific. Like it's words that people are going to use often. Okay, I know those words, but words that like are like very specific, like movies and stuff. I don't know a lot of them. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not being a perfect Japanese speaker. Even though I've lived in Japan for 2 years. Do you read reviews about a movie before deciding whether to watch it or not? I don't read it. I mean, maybe I do read it sometimes, but I just look at the stars, the rating on IMDb. Yeah, it's like if it's below 7, I might watch it, but probably not. If it's above 7, maybe I'll watch it. Maybe if it's cheap, maybe on Netflix. But if it's above 9, probably I'll watch it. You know? But it really depends what kind of movie. I haven't watched a lot of movies these days. Mostly because I've been using Netflix, and for some reason, not much new movies, good movies have come out on Netflix. I want to watch Batman. Didn't watch it in the cinemas. A little bit regretful. I want to watch it, but it's only on HBO. Can't watch it on Netflix. The last thing I watched on Netflix, a movie, is probably the Adam Project. It was pretty good. Love Ryan Reynolds. Any movie he does, really good. It was just like there's not enough movies in Netflix. I don't know if it's just a region thing, but a lot of Korean stuff is coming out in Japan Netflix, and a lot of Japanese stuff, of course, of course. Uh, yeah, but I'm not really into that. Oh, I did watch a French show. I'm trying to learn French a little bit, and I watched Lupin. Yeah, the gentleman robber, I guess. It was really good. I thought it was pretty cool. Main character was pretty dope. I was like, gentleman all the way. I'm a gentleman now. I watched this movie about the gentleman. I'm a gentleman now. I'm a gentleman now. You should watch it, even if you can't speak a word of French. It's really good. Just watch the subtitles. Read the subtitles. You know. What is my breakfast food? Most of the time, I eat cereal. Milk and cereal is probably my favorite breakfast food. Not my favorite, but just the easiest to make. But sometimes I make bread. Like I make a toast and eggs and toast. That's probably when I'm a little bit more uh, energetic. I guess I have more energy. Sometimes I make those, but most of the time it's just cereal, which is weird because milk, if you open it, you have to drink it within 3 days. Or is it just me? Because when I buy milk in Japan, I drink it, and if I don't drink it like everything after 3 days, it goes bad. It goes bad. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just how it milk works. Right. What is the one thing I would like to become better at? I want to become better at expressing my feelings. No, more like becoming better at understanding myself. I can't understand shit. I just don't understand a thing about myself. Sometimes I'm like, bro, why are you feeling like this? Bro, there's nothing wrong. And all that stuff. I want to be able to become better at understanding myself. Tried meditation right now, but it didn't work, I guess. I don't know if it was just me that was doing it wrong. I tried yoga, didn't work. I'm trying qigong. It's like a Chinese breathing technique. It's like similar to Tai Chi. It's kind of working, but it's still like I'm I'm doing it quite somewhat consistently, but it's like I don't feel that much better except for the fact that the stretching part, it stretches your body. It's really good, but mentally I don't know if there's any change really. Have I ever been to the emergency room? What for? Emergency room. Kind of. It wasn't a big emergency, but I did fall down some stairs and hit my head on a pole, and my head was bleeding, so they had to stitch me. I don't know if that's an emergency, but yeah, that was in primary school. I was running down the stairs, and I didn't wear my shoes correctly. I was half-assed wearing my shoes, so I slipped and fall. Slip and fall. No, yeah, I just slip and fall. I hit a metal pole, I think, and then it didn't hurt. Probably because of the shock, it didn't hurt. But I touched my head. Look at my head. I'm bleeding. I need to call some help. I cried. I cried because I need to call some help. It didn't hurt. Maybe because of the shock. Probably. How many pairs of shoes do I own? I own a lot. 5, 6 probably. A lot of different uses, like formal shoes. They're mostly cheap shoes, not some expensive stuff. It's like the most expensive shoes I have is Adidas Ultra Boost, which I bought for like $100. That's it. I think that's the most expensive shoe I have. What is my favorite hangout spot? My favorite hangout spot. I guess it's near my university. There's a mall. Literally, like there's a mall 1 minute from my university. It's not big, so it doesn't have that much stuff, but it's pretty good. Also, another place that I really like is in my university. Is like there's a space where you can use it, and it's like an English space in Japan, and so I can speak English and have no worries about it. And there's a lot of games, I play a lot of Scrabble, with my friends. Um, I win all the time, so they always get pissed, you know. But yeah, that's probably my favorite hangout spot. What's the worst thing you can say on a first date? Pointing out their flaws. Do not point out the others' flaws on the first date. In the first place, don't focus on their flaws on the first date. Of course, you're trying to think about if I'm going to go on a second date on this person, but try to not focus on it. If it's big enough that you notice it, even if you don't focus on it, yeah, probably a problem. But don't focus on their flaws. If you're a dude, you're going out on a date with a girl, compliment her. Girls love compliments. Compliment them a lot, really. Don't be like over excessive. Like too much is also a thing, but like compliment on the things that are like real. For example, oh, her dress looks really good tonight. Her hair looks really good. Focus on their good parts, but not as in like over exaggeration. Just chill. You like this part, this thing, this thing. Try to do focus on that. That's my dating advice. I'm not quite sure if you should listen to me, but yeah, I'm I like complimenting people as well. I make other people feel good, so I can feel good. You know. What position do usually sleep in? I try to not sleep into like downwards position, but sometimes I do that. And if I do that, I drool. That's why I don't do it. So normally I just sleep upwards or sideways. Sideways, my shoulders hurt when I wake up, so I try to do it upwards. But that's like the hardest to sleep in because I'm less comfortable in it for some reason. I have no idea why. Some. I also have some kind of somewhat insomnia. It takes me like 2 hours, 3 hours to go to sleep after I've gotten on the bed. Sometimes when I'm in a blissful state, it takes 30 minutes, but most of the time it's 2 hours, 3 hours. Really, I don't know. I hate it. I have to play some music in order for me to not have anxiety at night. It's a problem, but yeah, I'm trying to live through it. It's not urgent, I think. Yeah, not a big problem yet. Right. If you could go back in time and change one thing, what would that be? I don't know. Usually I regret something, get and then really get depressed for like a few days. Then I get over it. Change something? I wouldn't want to change anything because butterfly effect. If I change one thing, everything will change. Right? Like everything I have right now, if I change one thing, everything will change. Maybe I go back to the past and fix a childhood mistake I did. I wouldn't be in Japan. Probably. So yeah, because of the butterfly effect, I would not try to do time travel. Going to the future is a little more interesting, but yeah, going to the past is mm, probably terrifying to me. Some people would say, "Let's kill baby Hitler," but if Hitler didn't become him, probably some other person would. So, you know, I'm not quite sure. And plus, even if you did kill Hitler, baby Hitler, wouldn't the whole world change? You wouldn't know anything about the current world that you would have lived in. You go back in the past, kill baby Hitler, go back, the world will have changed. You know, the world would have changed probably. I don't know. What did I have for lunch yesterday? Lunch, lunch. For lunch, I had eel and tonkatsu, which is a fried, I guess, pork. Yeah, and the eel, decent. Wasn't that good? The pork tonkatsu, delicious, amazing. Tasted amazing. The eel was meh. Not. I don't know if it's just because it's not that expensive eel, but it was meh to me. I heard that eel could be really good to make you energetic, and also a little bit, you know, I'm not gonna say that. Okay. But yeah, eel makes you really energetic, and I could feel like after I ate the eel, my heart pumped a little faster than before I ate the eel. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to go for the final topic of the day. Um, what do I wear to sleep? Pajamas. Just pajamas. It's just. I guess my pajamas is just shorts and a shirt. That's it. Sometimes in winter I would wear longer pants, but most of the time it's just shorts. And also in winter I would probably just turn on the heater anyways. So yeah, it's pajamas. Simple. Okay, and that's the last topic of the day, I guess. Thank you for tuning in and staying with me for 30 minutes. If you went this long, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. I might do an interview in the next episode. Uh, I don't know if it's going to be the next episode, but at some point I'm going to interview a small YouTuber friend of mine and talk about how it is to live as a small YouTuber on YouTube. All right. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.